God. So this guy who shot up this gay nightclub in Colorado apparently was already your typical right-wing domestic terrorist, and they have proof he is an actual terrorist, not just in rhetoric, but in action. In 2021, he had apparently tried to kill his own mother with a homemade bomb. And this is all documented. Police were sent out, and he was still able to get his gun. So, let's see.
It's just uncovered video of the suspected shooter in the nightclub mass shooting spree. This is 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich during a nasty encounter last year with deputy sheriffs in Colorado Springs. His mother reportedly called cops after she said he threatened her with a homemade bomb. On the day of the standoff, the suspect was seen walking up to the house wearing a COVID mask. He's lugging a large suitcase with his mother at his side. A short time later, the tense 2-hour standoff takes place. You get a glimpse of the suspect in riot gear doing a Facebook Live as police surround the house.
This is your boy. I've got the outside, got the rifles out.
As he walks through the house, he makes a serious threat.
If they breach, I'm gonna blow it to holy hell.
He is breathing heavily.
So, go ahead and come on in, boys. Let's see it!
Eventually, Aldrich came out of the house with his hands up, barefoot. You can see a police dog ready to pounce. Lara Quinn lived next door.
A police officer comes and knocks on the door and tells us to evacuate because there's a bomb threat.
Aldrich was charged with felony menacing and first-degree kidnapping, charges that were later dropped.
It just made me so angry because the first thing I thought was like, why wasn't he in prison? And then the second thing I thought was, why did he have access to a gun after he did that?
We're also learning that the suspect's grandfather is California State Representative Randy Vopel, a MAGA supporter who has compared the January 6th riots to the Revolutionary War. As more details surface, the 5 slain and 25 wounded at the LGBTQ nightclub were remembered at the American Music Awards by host Wayne Brady.
Oh, shit. So that's what we're looking at here. That's what we're talking about. So many things wrong with this. So you have a domestic terrorist not only created a bomb, not only threatened to set it off, killing his own mother. You know, that was kind of funny. Facebook Living his heroics, you know, with this fat ass all decked out and this, you know, secondhand military gear he probably purchased from some local army surplus shop or something, and breathing heavy, yeah, because he's a fat fuck. He wouldn't be able to last a week in any actual military, but, you know, he's a big man. And not only did they have to respond to this, they dropped all the charges. What about that video? What about his actions were not sincere? What about what he did actually caused them to drop charges and then later allow him to get an automatic weapon? This stuff didn't not happen. It wasn't a figment of people's imaginations. This guy was a domestic terrorist. He wanted to broadcast his false bravado. so that he could feel like a patriot, feel good about himself. I don't even know where to begin with that. Am I wrong in my assumption that this should have not only barred him from owning a gun, or did his family get him off? His family wouldn't cooperate with the investigation, so charges were dropped. You think his grandfather, being a politician and a serious MAGAT, might have something to do with that? Do we know why they didn't? I know Grandpa is a politician. Because there are two sets of laws in this country, that's all. When you're poor and non-white, the state picks up charges, family cooperation be damned. It's not how it works for everyone else. This is blatant corruption, and why I don't support red flag laws. They're only used against non-whites and others. This is a perfect example. Parents are rich, white, and Grandpa is a Republican rep, literally a get-out-of-jail-free card in some states. No more felony charges and sealed records. Look up who Grampy is. That should answer the question. And this is why I think, and I'm serious about this, our representatives need to start facing charges for some of this shit. These people get away with this. This is a prime example of how certain individuals are not stopped. They get away with it, and they cause more harm in the long term because of people like Grampy there. Because of these right-wing politicians, they allow this shit to happen. They need to start facing charges for some of this shit. It's amazing. I think that all of this being out in the open, knowing who his grandfather is, knowing that he's MAGA, that should be the final nail in the coffin for this guy. It should be the final nail in the coffin for Grampy. He should be thrown out of his position. They are all complicit. These people all work together. Never fear. I'm sure he'll be running for office on the GOP ticket in a couple of years with Rittenhouse. To which piece of shit are you referring? What a gravy seal-ass bitch. SEAL Team Twix! Twix! Oh, gravy walrus, maybe. Unfairly maligning pinnipeds, I know, sorry. There's no branch of Spec Ops called the Navy Walruses, though. You know, maybe there should be. Maybe they should create, I already said they should do this for corrupt cops. They should do this for all of these MAGAT insurrectionists and, you know, domestic terrorists. You know, make them join the military. Send them right into the middle of a battlefield. And, you know, you can colloquially refer to their units as, like, Gravy Seal 6 or Meal Team Twix or whatever you want to do. You know, you could make that a choice just like they do for other people in certain states. Go to prison or go into the military. Join Gravy Team 6, Meal Team 6, Gravy Team Twix, Navy Walruses. Navy Walruses actually sounds kind of cute. Walrus hangs out in the snowy waters. It's a branch of the Navy. or a unit in the Navy, however they work these things, you can be a walrus. You know, you're redeeming yourself. You're working for the good of your whole country, since that's what you're supposed to be all about, right? You're about the Constitution. You're about America. You should have no problem going into the military then. And you should feel proud to be a fucking walrus. I wish Wayne Brady would have choked that bitch. Would have been better if he blew himself up. To be fair, I bet his fat ass is always breathing heavy. Of course. Could you imagine what could potentially happen if we let someone dangerous have unabated access to deadly firearms? Guy like that, you know there was plenty of baiting going on all over his fetish objects. I've got to. All right. I've got to at least tell him or make some comment. I wish I could give this guy an award. Why did it take me here? Why is Reddit such a shit site? But I wish I could give this guy an award. Some of these zingers are just too good. Shocked by the oversized shirt. Should be arrested just for wearing this. His physique is unsurprising. Big baby Huey. He's too fat and unconditioned to stand among stressful situations for seconds. These idiot LARPers need to stop. They're all the same. He is breathing heavily. Yeah, because he's fat as fuck and related to a MAGA supporter. You know the insult type. Oh, my God. Why? They spend money on guns, then they do this shit, go to jail, pay some people who own big guns, owns prison money. What? Is that lard ass from Stand By Me? Send him to Qatar. No. What the hell is wrong with you, idiot? He'd love it in Qatar. I mean, yeah, they have human rights abuses going on over there. Don't give this guy any incentive. He would only be too happy to live over there. I mean, fuck that. Fuck that. Evil tyrants like this are exactly what the Second Amendment is supposed to be for. How many more people have to die because of their rhetoric? Everyone. Don't you get it? That's what they want. They want all of them to die. These people don't care. You already know. They all support each other. They're the worst, most vile rung of humanity. They don't care who gets hurt. They don't care who is affected. They want power for themselves and to hell with everybody else. The word groomer is categorically an anti-LGBTQ hate word. It's super homophobic, transphobic, plays into the slander, blood libel, that LGBTQ people are pedophiles. It's no different from calling somebody if you call someone a groomer, you're inciting violence. Absolutely. They used to have videos teaching people that. Your entire generation of boomers and, what are they, greatest generation that came before them? They used to teach them. That's how they used to vilify gay people back in the day. They'd play videos comparing them to pedophiles. You know, as if one automatically means the other. Even if they knew the two had nothing to do with one another, they would play on it anyway, because their whole thing is wanting others to believe what they believe. They don't feel comfortable unless they are telling other people what to believe. And that is that what they believe is the right way. They had precautionary videos for parents and children back in the 50s that would literally say, you know, when you have a gay person, they're going to go after your children. They want to molest children. And there are people to this day that still try to play up that angle. They want to try to shame you by saying you're an LGBTQ supporter, by saying, oh, you know they're pedophiles. Even if they know what they're saying is a lie, it doesn't matter. The ends justify the means to them. It's about what they want. It's about what they believe, what their religion tells them, and not even their religion, because we all should know Christians are the least Christian people among us. It's not even about the tenets of their beliefs or their Bible or Jesus or whatever their prophet is. It's just about their own power. It's about their own idea of what people should be doing in their lives, how men and women should be. There is nobody who stands for freedom less than Christo-fascists. And this bitch passed my Protect Children's Innocent Act to stop communist groomers like this for using state government power to take children away from their parents, to allow a for-profit medical industry to chop off these confused children's genitals before they are even old enough to vote. You mean the children that are just old enough to vote now, that put up with shooting drills throughout their childhoods, that wanted people like you out of power, never given any form of authority over people in this country? There are so many things wrong with this. And I know she's not a bright person, so she's not going to realize it. But that for-profit medical industry affects other people besides the LGBTQ community, Toe Jam. And they are not ripping children away from their parents. That's what you want to happen at the border, remember? You are in favor of tougher border patrol. You're in favor of children being ripped away from their parents. Did you forget that, Toe Jam? And communist, what the fuck does that have anything to do with anything? In other words, people that do not want for-profit medical industries and do not want children ripped from their parents are these bad people you're calling communists. You know, that for-profit medical industry and ripping children from parents and all of that shit, that's what you are for, not these people you're calling communists. And stop misusing the word groomer. That's not what it means. And you know that's not what it means. Groomers would be your priesthood. Groomers would be those guys that you support, these right-wing pundits who are calling for the age of consent for women to be dropped to 12. Groomers are people that impregnate 10-year-olds and then tell them they want them to birth children that they don't want. That's what a groomer does, Toe Jam. And it's me. Yes, I responded to Tim Pool, who says the grooming of children is not stopping. People are calling for more violence. I do not think legislators will stop the grooming. People will not stop calling for violence. So you tell me what happens next. And I had to tell him, it's days after a horrific mass shooting. There are people dead. There are people wounded. These people's bodies are not even cold yet. And this is directly the result of people like Tim Pool calling for more violence. Do you know what blood libel is, Tim Pool? See how you said the grooming of children? Why are you bringing this up? Not even 3 days following this mass shooting. Why did you have to tweet calling out groomers? What exactly do you mean when you use the term groomer? We know what you mean. And in the same breath, people are calling for more violence. Who's calling for more violence, Tim Pool? Who committed the act of violence at that nightclub? This is all the result of you. The result of you and people like you. Do you know what blood libel is? Blood libel is exactly what you're doing. It's exactly what you and your ilk, everyone on the right wing, all you fucking trailer trash domestic white terrorists, that's what you're doing. When you use terms like groomer, when you try to bend the ear of as many people who will listen to you and trying to convince them that an entire subset of innocent, hardworking, normal American people are like poison to people's children. You vilify them. You are promoting and encouraging violence, this exact type of violence. This happened because of you. This happened because of all of your ilk. As I say here, it's the result of reprehensible right-wingers calling for this violence, and that's all it ever was. And you just keep going. When things have hit a head, when people are at their most vulnerable, when they have faced the worst, as I've said, these bodies aren't even cold yet, and you just keep going. Absolutely soul dead, no ounce of empathy, no ounce of common decency, no ounce of humanity in you. You just keep going. You keep running your mouth. And I don't care what anybody says. I told him right out, and I'll say it repeatedly, all of these people are the disease. Not them, you. You are the disease. I'm not going to call for anybody to come shoot you in that bald-ass head of yours under that beanie that you need to stop fucking wearing, by the way. We all know you're bald. You're not getting any younger. You're not fooling anybody with the beanie. I'm not going to misconstrue words. I'm not going to make anything up. I'm not going to get as close to the line as possible without crossing it in trying to convince people to go out and kill you because you're such a piece of shit. Because I'm not a piece of shit like you are. Those low-down, dirty tricks belong to you. You pathetic fucking excuses for human beings. Oh, self-professed alpha male Nick Adams at it again, bitching about Hooters, claiming that he is going to be banned from Hooters. So Latino Atheist says, name one person that wants to ban you from Hooters. This guy says the waitresses. Ha ha! Oh my God. I'll totally believe that. He's already had one really hot ex-Hooters waitress call his fat ass out. Like I said, you know, this is what people with decency do. You know, you ever watch South Park? They eventually decided to just write Cartman up as some serious, like, sociopath piece of shit that everybody hates, but he's too up his own ass to realize it. So for the most part, they ignore him and don't take him seriously. He's like a living, breathing joke to all the kids at the South Park Elementary School. That's what you've got to do with people like, I don't know. I was just looking at his tweet and I've already forgotten his name. That's the type of thing you're talking about. You need to shun these people. There's a perfectly adult, safe, non-assuming, mature, effective, very effective, in fact, way of dealing with people like these. You shun these people. The only time you should be speaking to them is like these people did right here. You know? Making an innocent, really, really funny jab at their expense because it's true. You know? And then you shun these people. You don't talk to them. You don't humor them. You exclude them from everything you do and everywhere you go. And that's got to be a really horrible position to be in. To be left all on your own. When they're sitting there alone and confused and have no friends and nobody's interested in them or pays any attention to anything they do. You know, that's a very, very hard position to be in. And that's one way that they'll learn,
really quick. We used to do that when we were in like 4th grade. Children, 4th graders, you know, the ones you don't want to protect from getting shot up. You know, we were more mature about how we deal with shitheads than adults like him are. Or adults like him do. Anyway, I'm heading out for a little break. I'll be right back. God. Well, I want to play some Mech Warrior before I probably switch over to a nice lengthy RPG. My ex helped me try to get the really old ones, but they're just not operating at all. But the ones that I played 1,000 times, like Vengeance and 4 Mercenaries, those are a lot easier to get up and running. I would probably like to play some Mercenaries, but I'll have to see. So let me get this straight. Colorado Springs shooter was arrested last year for trying to kill his own mom with a homemade bomb, had a standoff with police after kidnapping her, but was never prosecuted and managed to buy an AR-15. Of course. And this is what I mean by blood libel. I don't think we have to tolerate pedophiles because some asshole shot up a gay bar. There's your problem right there. What does pedophilia have to do with an LGBTQ bar? You know how many children die from right-wing maggots with AR-15s? How many children die from hanging out with a drag queen or a trans individual? And other people have said it, and I will repeat it because I wholeheartedly agree. I think my children, if I had any, would be safer at a gay bar than with a cop, with anyone from the church, by a long shot, or with any of these assholes. Oh, I love Jeff Tiedrick. Decorated war hero disarmed a mass shooter in Colorado Springs, saving countless lives. Republicans responded by criticizing him for being at a drag show. These ghouls have some fucking nerve. It's just sad. There is just no basic respect, no decency at all from these people. And they have the nerve to use the term evil. These people need to start getting prosecuted for blood libel. These people need to start getting prosecuted for hate speech. These people who incite others to do these things, and don't tell me they don't. Don't tell me they haven't. Need to start being held accountable. They need to start going to prison for this shit. Oh no. bottoming in Qatar is an act of protest. I don't even want to get started with that World Cup shit. Don't even want to get started with it. Let's check facepalm. I haven't checked facepalm in a while. This doesn't look quite right. Okay. Woman with child in car rams multiple people in police cars. Ew, my brother's underwear. I don't care how comfortable my undies are. The minute they start getting shot elastic, or I get tiny holes in them, they're gone. I have to get rid of them. I've got like, it's really weird though. It's like I've got all these freaking undies. I must have like 25 pairs of undies in my drawer. And it's like I'll wear the same 10 pairs before I do laundry because the other ones are like too pretty. Raspberry Pi belongs in the second. Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Never going to end, is it? El Paso County, the site of the mass shooting at Club Q, is one of at least 37 Colorado counties that have declared themselves a Second Amendment sanctuary and openly defied the state's gun laws. Then I guess they're all criminals, aren't they? Not just the shooter, but all the other ones. Maybe there should be an outright sweep and confiscation. Someone get him out of there. What the hell is this? I ain't gonna bother. Tries to blame millennials for the conservative leanings of a demographic made up mostly of her own generation, Gen X. Oh yeah, this bitch. Climbed the pyramid, the old Mayan pyramid. Seriously, this is the guy the public called a genius. Wait, if I tweet, does that count as work? Nothing you've ever done is counted as work. I think it's some type of logical fallacy calling Elon Musk a genius. I feel like people have to believe that he's a genius because they can't make peace with themselves over the fact that the richest guy in the world, a guy that gets everything he could ever want, is just a lame brain piece of shit. I think they have to believe that he is a genius. He's just some misunderstood genius, and he actually does a lot of work, and he's pivotal to the creation of the rockets he puts in space or the new cars he puts out on the road, instead of just being the name behind it. I think they desperately have to believe that this guy is something special, no matter how he acts, how he speaks, because he does have it all. It's kind of like maybe a variation on the sunken cost fallacy. They put so much faith into that idea, they don't want to face the reality. Uh-oh, Sharon Osbourne trashed Susan Boyle.
This great picture of Susan Boyle smiling, looking like a slap.
Oh, I have an Opie and Anthony playlist right up there. And for any right-wingers or non-politically correct types that are interested, Opie and Anthony was exactly like that. It's exactly for you. My playlist, it's called The Best Of, and it's very entertaining. Some of it is really funny, but a lot of it is stuff that would never fly today. So it should be right up your alley, just like this clip, which I don't think is on my playlist.
Does. Right.
Slapped ass. Yeah, that really is a great shot.
What a great line. That's a great
What
line.
did she say?
Susan Boyle smiling, looking like a slapped ass. Right.
Slapped ass.
Picture of Susan Boyle smiling, looking like a slapped ass.
Yeah, that really is a great shot.
What a great line. That's a great line.
Oh.
Do you love Susan Boyle? I mean, do you feel like she helped the show or not, or do you not love her? Are you happy that she's succeeding?
Oh, I'm happy that I like everybody to do well, and
Yeah.
even someone that looks like a slapped ass with a moustache. It's like, God bless her. You go, girl. She doesn't look a hairy arsehole.
What was that?
I'm happy that.
What was that? The accent. It's hard for me to hear.
I like everybody to do well, and
Yeah.
even someone that looks like a slapped ass with a moustache.
A slapped ass with a mustache.
It's like, God bless her. You go, girl. She doesn't look a hairy arsehole.
She looks like a hairy asshole. Oh my god.
I don't know why they try to clean her up. I mean,
don't know. Oh my
keep her how she
God.
was.
That is fantastic.
It's kind of hard to spin that. What did you mean when you said she
Not for nothing, but didn't Sharon Osbourne have a lot of plastic surgery?
was a hairy asshole face? It was a spiritual comment.
I didn't mean it to be taken in a bad way.
Yeah.
And she is a lovely lady.
I would hope so. Followed by God bless her.
Yeah,
God
yeah.
bless her, no,
yes.
you just want to say God bless, and here's a Gillette razor.
Oh my god! You want to say God bless and here's a Gillette razor. Oh my god! I have never seen this clip. Jesus.
I never noticed that she had facial
Oh
hair.
my God,
I
she's
can't
fuzzy.
quite get past the slap that
yeah.
part.
I couldn't get past the fucking Gene Wilder wig.
Oh, shit.
God bless her heart.
God bless her.
But we love her. Yeah.
All that
But
talent
she's
doesn't come
terrific.
without a price. Wow.
God doesn't give everyone everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he gave her the talent.
He
Yes.
certainly did.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Really
He
shortchanged
hit
it on the
her
rest
with
of
the
it.
fucking ugly stick.
He certainly did.
Holy Jesus Christ!
Why are you holding back?
He
No,
really
no,
hit her.
seriously.
God damn,
Sharon, I need you to
Sharon.
open up. Yeah, you gotta open up a little bit.
He gave Tiger Woods the ugly stick. Could you knock this bitch around for a few hours? Jesus.
Oh my God! You
it's
are
not gonna
out
get
of
better than
control.
that.
Wow, that is very refreshing.
Out of goddamn
yeah,
control.
Oh my God.
That's funny
All
to
right.
hear.
You know, one good thing I could say for Opie and Anthony and I forgot the name of the bald guy right there, the third guy they had in, which was I think in the later years of their show. You know, however horrible they are, they at least understand they're not sounding like decent people when they say shit. Someone actually thought she was a decent person. No, I never thought she was a decent person. I knew that when she fired a housekeeper who was upset after the house caught on fire. This coming from the woman who was so unhappy with how she looked, she had multiple cosmetic surgeries. No decent person has ever been on, and no decent thing has ever been said or has happened on Opie and Anthony. Low class, no talent, stern wannabes who both deserve to be locked in a septic tank. Oh God, could someone post a picture of the aforementioned slapped ass? Ah! She's not wrong. She did it. Nobody post a picture of Susan Boyle. I expected this huge photo of her to just appear on my screen. Instead, it's somebody. She's not wrong. If homosexuality is forbidden in the military, what exactly are they training for by shoving their faces into other guys' asses? Is that like if some kind of bomb blows up, you won't puke if you shove your face into the guy ahead of you's ass? I wonder if people know. Did they have to do it after Taco Tuesday? How would that be useful in any situation other than lifting full logs? No pun intended. It teaches team building and leadership. You have to work together to do push-ups. Okay, I don't even care. I don't know why I bothered to ask by clicking on this. As a Qatari, I'm proud of what happened. I don't know, when will Westerners realize their values aren't universal? There are other cultures with different values that should be equally respected. You see, that's weird. That's why FIFA had rocks in their head. Forever bringing the World Cup to a place like Qatar. Now, we know that's bullshit because those individuals, like this Qatari guy, completely gloss over the human rights and, respect for others. You want to act like you're with it, step forward on the world stage, host an international sporting event. You have to respect people. You have to respect people. And that's why, you know what? I know people are saying it's FIFA's fault. It's all about the fact that they get money. They don't give a shit if their fans can't have a beer or whatever. Well, I guess it's not totally FIFA's fault. It's also these people's fault. You don't go. You boycott. You don't like it, you boycott. Watch it on television. LMFAO, Elon is an absolute moron. Wait, if I tweet, does that count as work? I want you to stop praising the regulations that discriminate against Japanese people by Twitter Japan. Hope for diffusion. What do you mean? Urgent enactment of espionage prevention law. Okay, I don't get it. Police set up fake crime scene to troll woman who tried to hire a hitman to kill her husband.
Thank you for coming. I'm sorry to call you. Listen, we had a report of a disturbance at your house, and there were shots fired. Is your husband Michael? Okay, I'm sorry to tell you, man. He's been killed. He's been killed, man. I'm sorry.
No, he's not.
Listen.
No.
Try to calm down.
No.
On the morning of August 5th, 2009, 26-year-old Dahlia DiPolito left her townhouse located in Boynton Beach, townhouse over to Dahlia. On April 25th, 2011, Dahlia's trial began. Her defense attorneys argued that Michael was reality TV obsessed and masterminded the hoax to achieve fame and secure his own TV show. They claimed Dahlia was aware she was being filmed by hidden cameras the whole time and was simply playing along with a stunt that Michael had planned. The jury disagreed and found Dahlia guilty of solicitation of first-degree murder. She was sentenced to 20 years, but the case was thrown out after an appeal found the jury was improperly selected. She was placed under house arrest again and had a baby sometime in 2016. Her second trial in 2016 resulted in a hung jury despite the overwhelming evidence. After 6 years on house arrest, Dahlia's third and final trial took place in June 2017, and this time, the jury took only 90 minutes to return a guilty verdict. The judge sentenced Dahlia to 16 years. Her appeal in 2019 was rejected. Dahlia is currently serving her time in the Lowell Correctional Institution in Florida. Her son will be 16 years old when she gets out in 2032. Michael DiPolito, now 51, gave a few more TV interviews to discuss developments in Dahlia's case, but is currently engaged and running his own real estate agency.
Interesting. He definitely has a type. Ooh, one of these things. I want to read it. The owner did not disappoint. Don't come here unless you're okay accepting the fact that if anything goes wrong, the managers will just blame you and accuse you of whatever they come up with to justify screwing you over. The reason they advocate you use cash instead of a credit card is because you don't have any backup if you have a dispute. Once the cash is out of your hands, it's gone. At least with a credit card, you can charge back if you get scammed. Just look at the replies from the owner to all the negative reviews if you want examples. He does this knowing he gets the last word since people cannot respond to replies, and makes up whatever he wants to minimize the bad review. So what is your complaint exactly? Not sure what your review is about. You sound like you are reviewing our responses. We prefer credit cards. Those guys spend more money. We definitely advocate credit cards over cash. No one brings $10K plus in cash. Oh my God. So this person came in with $10,000 cash. Oh God, the Mayan pyramid lady again. When you meet Bob Vagine audience in real life. Okay. Enough with this dude. I think this is that dude who died. You know, I know it's not going to mean anything to anyone, but I came up with that idea. You know, VR headset that kills user. I had an idea for a special headset or suit or whatever where you feel the hits in game so you can suffer along with the characters. It will help ensure a more, a more deserved win at the end of your game. Muscle memory. I bravely want your kids to die so I get what I want. Everything in this country has benefits and costs. May not be emotionally satisfying, but I'll sacrifice a handful of children every year for the Second Amendment. But abortion is wrong. See what I mean? When I say these people are just completely backward. When you don't know the core beliefs of your own religion. Okay. Okay. Yes, my favorite Naruto character, Spider-Man. Gaming live streamer explains how racist jokes are fine, but you're an asshole if you make fun of his gout. I take that to mean, you know, women don't go to his channel. I don't know. All right. I'm done ranting and drifting off on a little Reddit bullshit post tangent here. So hopefully I will be back, and I'd really love to play probably Mech 4 Mercenaries. Since I've been watching Baradul do the Mech 5 Mercenaries again. I can't play Mech 5 Mercenaries. I've only got this laptop and it's not powerful enough for Mech 5. But the Mech 4s work perfectly, so maybe I'll be able to come back and play those. See ya.